Hello viewers, how are you? Welcome to my channel Physics with Rams. So today we are going to discuss about angular velocity as well as angular acceleration. Before going to start this topic, please watch my previous videos so that you will be familiar with the concepts and you can understand the concept which I am going to discuss now in a easy manner. Okay, so before going to start this topic, my humble request to everyone is please subscribe my channel and give a like to this video. Let's start this topic. Angular velocity. Angular velocity is being represented by omega. Where let us consider this finger as a fixed axis, and if the body is rotating about this fixed axis like this, then we can represent that the body possesses angular velocity based on the change in position of the body. As the body, initially the body is at this position, as it rotates, here it makes an angle. The change in the position like this. This angle is being represented as angular displacement. Angular displacement. So here if I consider initially the body is at this position. Body is at this position. After a time t, it has reached to this position. After that it makes an angle of delta theta. Delta theta. Within a time of delta t, then angular velocity can be given as omega equals to delta theta by delta t. Delta theta by delta t. As we had seen previously that a linear velocity possesses average velocity, instantaneous velocity. In the same way, angular velocity also possesses average angular velocity as well as instantaneous angular velocity. If we represent the change in the time with respect to change in the displacement, then we can represent it as average angular velocity. Average angular velocity. Suppose if the time interval delta t is very much negligible, or we can represent it as a limit of delta t tends to 0, delta theta by delta t can be represented as d theta by dt. D theta by dt. Then we can represent instantaneous angular velocity. Instantaneous angular velocity. So here as you observe that here we had represented average angular velocity as well as instantaneous angular velocity. So we will get a doubt when we have to apply this average angular velocity and when we have to apply this instantaneous angular velocity. Then here we will remember this by if in the problem 2 times are given. Means if we consider that a body has changed its position from t equals to 2 seconds to t equals to 4 seconds. Observe that here we have 2 times t1 and t2. Then in this case here we apply average angular velocity. Suppose a single time is given. Means find the angular velocity when the body is changing its angular displacement at t is equals to 2 seconds or t equals to 3 seconds. Then here we represent the instantaneous angular velocity. So once again, if a single time is given in the problem, then here we represent instantaneous angular velocity. Suppose if 2 times are given. If the body changes its angular displacement from t1 to t2, then here we represent average angular velocity. So this is about angular velocity, and here already we had seen the units of angular velocity in the previous video. Once again let us revise this. The unit for angular velocity is radian per second. Radian per second. As you observe that here we had represented that angular velocity is nothing but a body if it changes its angular displacement with respect to time, then here we can represent its angular velocity. Then here we will get a doubt. In what direction this angular velocity is acting? For this let us consider a nut and a bolt like this. Observe that when the bolt is rotated in this direction, observe this, the angular velocity is acting in the upward direction. Means here if we consider like this, observe that as the body is rotating in this direction, then angular velocity will be acting in the upward direction. Suppose if the body rotated in this direction, clockwise direction, then the angular velocity will be acting in the downward direction. If the body is rotated in anti-clockwise direction, if the body is rotated in the anti-clockwise direction, then angular velocity will be acting in the upward direction. Suppose if the body is rotated in the clockwise direction, then angular velocity acts in the downward direction for a body which is rotating about a fixed axis. Here the fixed axis is a nut, and the bolt is rotating about this fixed axis like this. The nut is rotating about the fixed axis like this. Observe this. So based on that we can represent the angular velocity. Take a screenshot. We will continue. Let's solve a numerical based on this angular velocity. Observe the problem. If the angular displacement of a rotating body is t square plus 3t plus 5. Then first case is then find the angular velocity when the body displaces in a time of t equals to 3 seconds to t equals to 5 seconds. So in this case, observe that here we have two times. Here we are going to derive average angular velocity. Let's solve the first case. Observe that the displacement is given as delta theta is equals to t square plus 3t plus 5, and here the time changes from t1 is equals to 3 seconds to t2 equals to 5 seconds. Based on that we have to find a change in the time, whereas we know that delta theta t equals to t2 minus t1, which is nothing but 5 minus 3, which is nothing but 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Now based on this data, now we have to find angular velocity, where we know that angular velocity is nothing but delta theta by delta t for average angular velocity. Why? Because here the body has been displaced from t1 equals to 3 seconds to t2 equals to 5 seconds. So based on that, here we can substitute it as delta dt is nothing but t square plus 3t plus 5 by t2 minus t1 is nothing but 2 seconds. So here delta theta can be represented as theta 2 minus theta 1. Theta 2 minus theta 1. So based on that, here we can represent it as theta 2 is nothing but we have to substitute the value of t2 is equals to 5 seconds. As we substitute here, we have 5 square plus 3 into 5 plus 5 minus 3 square plus 3 into 3 plus 5 by 2. Observe that 5 square is 25 plus 3 into 5 is 15, 15 plus 5 20 minus 3 square is 9, 9 plus 9 18, 18 plus 5 by 2. 25 plus 20 nothing but 45 minus 18 plus 5 23 by 2, which is nothing but, observe this, here we have 22 by 2. So here if we cancel, we get 11 radian per second. So this represents average angular velocity. So in this way we can find, whereas now we have to represent the second case where we have to find angular velocity at a time of t equals to 4 seconds. So now we have to find instantaneous angular velocity at a t equals to 4 seconds. For this we consider omega equals to d theta by dt, where theta equals to t square plus 3t plus 5. So if we substitute this value here, we have d by dt of t square plus 3t plus 5. Then from this equation, observe that d by dt of t square is nothing but 2t plus d by dt of 3t is nothing but 3, and differentiation of constant is 0. So based on that, here we can represent omega equals to 2t plus 3. Now we have to represent angular velocity at t equals to 4 seconds. As we substitute t equals to 4, we have 2 into 4 plus 3. Observe this, 4 2s are 8, 8 plus 3, 11 radian per second. 11 radian per second. This represents instantaneous angular velocity, and this represents average angular velocity. Take a screenshot, we will continue. Now we are going to show the relation between linear velocity as well as angular velocity. For this, here we consider a rotating body about a fixed axis. Here observe that the body is rotating about a fixed axis. For this, here we consider two-dimensional axis, x-axis as well as y-axis, whereas the body is rotating about this y-axis. So for this, here what we do is we just consider that initially the body is at a position of A by making an angle of theta. So with respect to time, in order to reach this position A along the x-axis, the time taken by the body is t. Now here what happens is, now the body has changed to new position B by making an angle of delta theta. By making an angle of delta theta. So the time taken by the body in order to change this angular displacement is delta theta. Now at point B, the total time taken by the body to move from x-axis is t plus delta theta. Whereas in order to reach the point A, the time taken by the body to move from x-axis is t. So based on that, now we have to represent the linear velocity. Whereas the linear velocity is being represented based on the arc. Whereas the linear velocity is given as AB. We are going to represent the linear velocity along this path AB by changing the time. Final time is t2 is nothing but t plus delta t. T plus delta t minus initial time t. So from this here we get AB by t minus t gets cancelled, and here we have delta t. Delta t. And in the 10th standard, we had learned that angle is equal to arc per radius. Angle equals to arc per radius. Observe that here the body is rotating with a fixed radius. Fixed radius as well as along the fixed axis. Whereas here the radius is represented as r. Then the arc is being represented by AB, and here the angle is delta theta. From this here we can represent it as delta theta equals to arc is AB by radius r. Radius r. So from this here we can represent AB is equal to r into delta theta. AB equals to r into delta theta. Substitute this value in this equation. Then here we have linear velocity V is equals to r into delta theta by delta t. Delta t. And here we know that delta theta by delta t is nothing but angular velocity, where we know that omega equals to delta theta by delta t. So in the place of delta theta by delta t, we can substitute omega. Then here we have V is equals to r omega. V equals to r omega. So this shows the relation between linear velocity as well as angular velocity. Now here in vector form, it can be represented as V bar is equals to omega bar cross r bar. Omega bar cross r bar. So this shows the relation between a linear velocity and angular velocity in a vector form. Take a screenshot, we will continue. Let's solve a problem based on linear velocity and angular velocity. Observe that what is the linear velocity of a person at equator of the earth due to its own spinning motion, whereas the radius of the earth is 6400 kilometer. So here had represented that earth is rotating about a fixed axis with an angular velocity. So here as the earth is rotating, now we consider a person at the equator. So now we have to represent the linear velocity of the person who is present at the equator. In order to represent that, first of all we have to find the angular velocity, where we know that angular velocity equals to change in the angular displacement by change in the time. Observe that here the earth completes one rotation in 24 hours. So the time is considered as 24 hours, which is nothing but 24 into, whereas we know that 1 hour consists of 60 minutes and 1 minute consists of 60 seconds. Now here the angular displacement is represented as 2 pi n by time is 24 into 60 into 60, whereas 212 number of rotations made by the earth in 24 hours is 1. So here we consider n is equals to 1. Then we have pi by 12 into 60 into 60 radian per second, whereas radius of the earth is r equals to 6400 kilometers. As we convert it into meters, we have 6400 into 10 to the power of 3 meter, or we can represent it as 6.4 into 10 to the power of 6 meters. Based on this data, now we have to find linear velocity. The relation between linear velocity and angular velocity is v equals to r omega. Then here r is 6.4 into 10 to the power of 6 into pi by 12 into 60 into 60. 12 into 60 into 60. So on solving this, here we get 465.5 meter per second. This represents the linear velocity of the person who is present at the equator. Take a screenshot. We will continue. Now we are going to discuss about angular acceleration, where angular acceleration is represented by alpha, where alpha is given as change in the angular velocity by change in the time, or time taken. Change in the angular velocity by time taken, that represents angular acceleration. This acceleration possesses two types of acceleration. First one is average angular acceleration, average angular acceleration, and instantaneous angular acceleration, instantaneous angular acceleration. When two different times are given, just like this. Observe that here the body has changed its position from t equals to 3 seconds to t equals to 5 seconds. In this case, here we represent the average angular acceleration. Whereas if a single time is given, then here we consider instantaneous angular acceleration. Why? Because the time is negligible. Since the time is negligible, we represent it as instantaneous angular acceleration. And here instantaneous angular acceleration is given as limit of delta t tends to 0. Delta omega by delta t is equals to d omega by dt. D omega by dt. It represents instantaneous angular acceleration. Whereas the unit for angular acceleration is radian per second square. Radian per second square. And it's a vector quantity. Angular acceleration is a vector quantity. Whereas the direction of angular acceleration will be along the direction of angular velocity. So this is about angular acceleration. Now we are going to represent the acceleration in terms of radial acceleration as well as acceleration by using the equation v bar is equals to omega bar cross r bar. So now based on this equation we have to show the relation between or we have to find the equation based on radial acceleration as well as the tangential acceleration. For this we are going to differentiate this equation with respect to time. So dv bar by dt is equals to, so here observe that it is in the form of uv, and we know that differentiation of uv is equals to u into dv by dt plus v into du by dt. So based on that we are going to differentiate this equation. As you observe that here u is omega bar cross dr by dt plus r bar cross d omega bar by dt, d omega bar by dt. And here observe that rate of change of position is nothing but velocity. Then here we can represent it as dv bar by dt is equals to omega bar cross v bar plus r bar cross rate of change of angular velocity is nothing but angular acceleration. So here omega bar cross represents a radial acceleration, whereas r bar cross v bar represents a tangential acceleration of a body which is rotating about a fixed axis. So based on that here it represents acceleration. Based on that we can represent it as a bar equals to a bar bar plus a suffix t bar. So it is in vector form, whereas the magnitude for this equation can be given as a equals to under root of a suffix r square plus a suffix t square. This represents the equation of acceleration in terms of magnitude for radial as well as a tangential acceleration for a rotating body. Take a screenshot. Please give a like to this video, share this video to your friends, and don't forget to subscribe my channel.